I've always been amazed by the natural instincts of animals, the way they're in tune with their environment, the changing of the seasons, and how they often depend on one another. They seem to have some innate instincts that I certainly don't have. It feels like we human beings are somewhat out of touch with the ebb and flow of our environment. Over the past few weeks, the skies over our condo have been filled with the sounds of Canadian geese, wending their way in all directions with some purpose programmed into their DNA. Their sound makes a statement that causes me to cast my eyes and look at the sky. It is the sound of these groups of geese creating their flight patterns in the sky that most fascinates me. They have some built-in instinct that brings them together and is drawing them to their goal. It is that instinct that I think we human beings are missing. If it ever was there, it may have been a casualty of the fall. But in reality, we are for the most part out of tune to the relationships that we have with our created world. We have lost a sense of oneness with the creation and become creatures who control, manage, and dominate our environment, with little concern for the deep interrelationship between ourselves and the world that we live in. Perhaps that's why I've become so interested in the flight of these geese that make so much noise over my head. They have an internal guidance system that directs their movements and guides them to find what they need as they fly in community. They depend on one another to get where they are going. As they form the V pattern in the sky, one is the lead and the others follow in behind. But they continually change position. If the one at the point moves out from that position, another takes its place, and they continue to move forward, one side of the V getting longer and the other shortening. I think there's a lesson to be learned from this movement. Sometimes my desire to be in control gets me off track because I think of myself only as an individual seeking my own way, apart from others around me, when what I really need to be is in community with others. This is especially important in our current situation, where we all need to be working together, following the instincts God implanted in us as a faith community. When we do so, we don't get off track, failing to move forward in the way that God intends for us. Those flight patterns in the sky are a reminder of how the gifts we each have work together so that we can focus on the mission of God that has been set before us. May God's presence within us be the guide that moves us all forward.